This is Lorraine.
And it's Jennifer, not Santa Claus.
But you are totally in the holiday spirit. And I think we should start off saying, you know what, the holidays are coming up. We're just a few days away. So hopefully you've got some holiday plans that include taking a little time off.
Yes, yes. We always take off as an office during this time, so I'm very thankful for it.
Absolutely. And however you celebrate, whatever you celebrate, please enjoy the next 10
Holiday.
days or so and have some fun. And if you're searching for ideas on how to celebrate the holidays, well, maybe you go to Google, or maybe SEO in Google is dead.
It is not dead. I'm so tired. How many years have we been saying like SEO is dead, SEO is dead, SEO is dead? It's like, can you write better copy, please?
Because that ain't getting any SEO juice anymore.
No, no. And I saw Neil Patel said it recently, and I wish I would have came up with it myself. But he redefined the term SEO, and it's search engine or search everywhere optimization. We no longer like search just with Google. We use multiple things.
Absolutely. A year ago, we were talking about um, social search, that was the new up and coming, that that Facebook had finally gotten their shit together on search, that TikTok had amazing search, and a large percentage of people were doing their searches on social. It
And they
didn't
still
kill
are.
Google, but it definitely took a bite out of it. And now this year, everybody is talking about LLM, and that's where people are going. And so, before we go any further, what is LLM?
So it stands for large language models, and essentially that is how ChatGPT or Perplexity or Bing or Google, search now is what it's using in order to come up with answers to questions that you have. I've even heard people call them like answer machines, or I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, it kind of is that too. So I have been calling them LLMs too, because I think that's just an overarching like way to define it. Because there's several different ones for sure. And call,
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely. And people go to ChatGPT with questions, they're going to Poe or Perplexity. It doesn't mean that they're not going to Google,
yeah,
but it is now one more place that they look for information. And so Neil Patel's search everywhere optimization really focuses in on the fact that your content, your information has to be so good and so relevant that no matter how people are searching, you show up.
yeah. And he did do a study. I was looking to see if maybe he's updated. He did one in January. And so it's been a year. So I'm hoping he, comes up with it again. But it was a very small percentage of people who are actually using, like I think ChatGPT was like the 40th or 24th largest website. Don't quote me on that. I think yeah, it was 24th. But people are still going to Google. Like
Mhm.
it's so that we said it before, like you're trying to change an entire generation here of people who used Google their entire lives to
Mhm.
find things and then go use something different. I think the hype is not quite where we think it is.
I think Google is still the big dog. I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
I think that they are fighting back pretty aggressively,
Yeah.
adding LLM results. If you are logged into your Google account and you do a search, you don't just see a list of websites, you get that nice summary paragraph
Yeah.
that kind of summarizes everything that you need to know about that subject. So I think that LLM is going to be incorporated into all search tools.
Yeah.
And I think that some better people eat into some of the
Yeah, I think you got to learn how to optimize for search engines for those results. And then you got to learn how to optimize, like in ChatGPT, how to show in those results. There's some overlap there, but it's not the same. And, if you're working with a marketing agency that's not paying attention to that, then.
That's good. All right. So I want to make my content more usable by LLM. I want to make my content more visible to people using LLM for search. What are some things I need to think about, to consider, to make sure I do show up?
Well, you need to actually go through a process where you will start with, what's the top marketing agency in Indianapolis or whatever have you. And the LLM will give you a result. And then you need to start asking it, what criteria did you use in order to come up with that list? Okay, where did you get that? What were your resources that you used? And then it starts giving you all this information, and all of a sudden light bulbs will start coming off with, oh, I need to go do this and I need to do that. And it'll say, well, on this person's website, they're listing all these awards. Oh, okay, well then I need to go get all those awards. And then you start getting into PR, and you're basically just asking the LLM, like, what made you choose them? And the
What?
answer for it.
Awesome. And so if you're smart, you don't have to do everything all at once. But this is something that you might do periodically and pick 2 or 3 changes to make and then see how does your web performance improve. And quite honestly, anything that you do to make your website more attractive to an LLM, oh, they include this information, they include that information. That's going to help with traditional Google search too.
Yeah. There's really a strong overlap between the two where you're like, yeah, I knew I needed to do that anyways. Now I just have a better reason that I need to actually do that. And you start thinking about, okay, how can I create that? One other tip is definitely listicles. Like those are just notoriously being used by LLM. So you have to start thinking about, how am I going to use a listicle on my site that makes sense?
I remember 10 years ago, listicles were everywhere. 10
Mhm.
ways to do this, 5 ways to do that, six things I learned from this. And I got so burned out
Yeah.
on listicles, and I kind of banned them as a topic for a while on our company blog because I was like, no, no more listicles. We're not listing anything. However,
It's kind of like your
listicles,
favorite pair of jeans you used to wear in high school. Now they're back in style.
yeah.
Well, listicles.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My favorite pair of jeans that I used to wear in high school are back in style. I'm not wearing those, but I am wearing a pair that look like them in a slightly different size. There is that. Um, I think that what this says about search and about consumer behavior is that we will embrace new tools. The rate at which we make that embrace may be overnight, and it
Yep.
may be or it may be glacial. But as a marketer, you got to be riding that tide.
And you got to be prepared to evolve. If you
Mhm.
are not prepared to evolve in marketing, get out now.
Abs-
It
Absolutely.
goes.
So, if you are looking for help evolving your marketing, if you'd like some analysis on your content and how you can improve it so you show up in search everywhere, you might want to have a conversation with Jen.
Well, you should definitely have a conversation with Lorraine. She is going to give you the strategy as to what you need to think about before you maybe even get to the execution phase. All
Absolutely. Well, that's it for now, folks. Happy holidays. We'll talk soon.
right, ho, ho, ho.